Another story I read recently that I actually didn't know very much about, but La La Land just won.
Yes.
Didn't win Best Picture, but won the Oscar for Emma Stone,
Yes.
and this was a role that you were potentially up for. Can you? I've read a lot of conflicting reports. Can you sort of clarify? Were you up for this part, and how do you feel now?
Action! 5 on set.
It's one of these frustrating things where sort of names get attached to projects very early on as a way to kind of build anticipation or excitement for something that's coming before it's really anything is actually sort of agreed or set in stone. And it's very common, but it was one of those situations where I had been committed to Beauty and the Beast at that point for, the idea of the project itself for years actually, and then at Disney had been attached to that for a number of months. And I knew, as we talked about before, that this wasn't a movie I could just sort of step into. I knew I had horse training, I knew I had dancing, I knew I had 3 months of singing ahead of me, and I knew I had to be in London to really do that. And this wasn't a movie I could just kind of parachute into. I knew I had to do the work, and I had to be where I had to be. So, scheduling conflict wise, it didn't work out. But I'm so thrilled that musicals are so celebrated at the moment, that they seem to be back in the zeitgeist, and that people are kind of celebrating and loving music and singing and dancing again. And I thought the film was wonderful, and it's lovely.